Welcome to Podcast Summaries, where every week we break down powerful ideas from 8 to 10 top podcasts to help you grow, heal, and thrive while saving time. If you find this summary helpful, please subscribe. Your support keeps this journey going. Here is a rundown on how to stop negative thoughts and reset your mind for positive thinking, featuring Dr. Ethan Kross by Mel Robbins. Imagine having a constant companion that's always with you, silently guiding you through life's ups and downs. That's what your inner voice is, a remarkable tool that helps you navigate the world, remember things, plan for the future, control and motivate yourself, and even make sense of the chaos around you. But what happens when this inner voice turns against you, filling your mind with negative thoughts and self-doubt? That's what Dr. Ethan Kross, a psychologist and neuroscientist, has dedicated his career to understanding. He's been researching self-talk and emotions for over 25 years and has written 2 best-selling books on the topic. Dr. Kross believes that the key to beating negative self-talk is not to stop talking to yourself, but to figure out how to do so more effectively. He explains that our inner voice is like a Swiss Army knife, a multi-purpose tool that serves many different functions. It helps us remember things, like phone numbers and grocery lists, by repeating them silently in our heads. It also allows us to simulate and plan for the future, like rehearsing a presentation or thinking about what to wear to a job interview. But perhaps most importantly, our inner voice helps us control and motivate ourselves. He even shares his own strategy for using self-talk to boost his motivation during exercise, using phrases like "come on, man, you've got this," to push himself through tough moments. However, Dr. Kross also acknowledges that our inner voice can be a double-edged sword. When it turns negative, it can lead to rumination, worry, and self-beratement, which can have serious consequences for our mental and physical health. He calls this negative manifestation of our inner voice chatter, and notes that it's a common problem that affects many people. So, what can we do to turn our inner critic into an inner coach? Dr. Kross offers some practical tools and strategies for managing our emotions and harnessing our inner voice for good. He emphasizes the importance of self-awareness, noting that we need to understand how our inner voice works before we can learn to control it. He also suggests that we can use techniques like expressive writing to organize our thoughts and calm our minds. Ultimately, Dr. Kross believes that our inner voice is a powerful tool that can be harnessed for good or ill. By learning to use it more effectively, we can take control of our emotions, build our confidence, and live more fulfilling lives. As he puts it, your inner voice is central to all of those things. It's an invaluable tool that you do not want to live life without. In fact, we sometimes say things that we're ashamed to even say out loud. This negative self-talk can be challenging to admit to, even when we're alone with our thoughts. One way to understand negative self-talk is to look at the 3 key forms it can take. The first is rumination, which is when we get stuck in the past, replaying things that have already happened. We might think about what we could have done differently, or what the implications of our actions might be. This can be a major obstacle to success, as it can make it difficult to focus on the present and future. Another form of negative self-talk is worry, which is when we get stuck in negative thought loops about the future. We might think about all the things that could go wrong, or what might happen if we make a certain decision. This can be just as debilitating as rumination, as it can make it hard to think clearly and make decisions. The third form of negative self-talk is self-beratement, which is when we're overly critical of ourselves. We might call ourselves names or tell ourselves that we're not good enough. This can be particularly damaging, as it can make us feel like we're not worthy of love or respect. So, what can we do to stop this negative self-talk? Dr. Kross suggests that there's no one-size-fits-all solution, but rather a variety of tools that we can use to manage our chatter. One of these tools is journaling, which can help us process our emotions and gain perspective. In fact, research has shown that journaling is one of the most effective tools for reducing anxiety. Another tool is distance self-talk, which involves using language to create distance between ourselves and our thoughts. This can help us gain perspective and avoid getting caught up in negative thought loops. For example, we might say to ourselves, "Ethan, you've made mistakes before, and you've learned from them. You'll be fine." This kind of self-talk can help us feel more confident and capable. Dr. Kross also suggests that rituals can be helpful in managing negative self-talk. Rituals can provide a sense of comfort and structure, and can help us feel more grounded and focused. For example, we might have a daily ritual of meditation or deep breathing, which can help us calm our minds and reduce our chatter. Ultimately, the key to managing negative self-talk is to find the tools that work for us and to use them consistently. By doing so, we can learn to quiet our inner critic and cultivate a more positive, compassionate relationship with ourselves. Rituals are rigid sequences of behaviors that provide a sense of control and order. When we feel overwhelmed, we often try to exert control over our environment by organizing and cleaning. This behavior is a way of compensating for the lack of control we feel inside.
Mel Robbins shared her personal experience of organizing her environment when she feels overwhelmed. And Dr. Cross explained that this behavior is a common coping mechanism. WOOP stands for Wish, Outcome, Obstacles, and Plan. The first step is to identify your wish or goal, followed by the outcome you hope to achieve. Then you need to identify the obstacles that might stand in your way and come up with a plan to overcome them. Mel Robbins applied this framework to her own experience of feeling overwhelmed and struggling with negative self-talk.
Dr. Cross also discussed the importance of mental time travel, which involves imagining how you will feel about a situation in the future or reflecting on how you felt about a similar situation in the past. This technique can help put things into perspective and reduce stress.
Mel Robbins pointed out that this technique might not work for everyone, especially those who are prone to negative self-talk.
Dr. Cross emphasized that different tools work for different people, and it's essential to find what works best for you. The conversation also touched on the role of environment in shaping our self-talk. Dr. Cross explained that our local environment can affect our mood and behavior, and that putting positive triggers in our environment, such as pictures of loved ones, can help us feel more supported. He also discussed the benefits of green space exposure, which can help reduce stress and improve our emotional well-being.
Mel Robbins shared her personal experience of going for a walk in nature after receiving difficult news and how it helped her feel more grounded and centered. By using techniques such as rituals, mental time travel, and environmental triggers, we can learn to calm our minds and develop a more positive mindset. She realized that the negative thoughts that had been plaguing her were insignificant in the grand scheme of things.
This experience led her to wonder why this worked, and Dr. Ethan Cross explained that it's because nature has a way of restoring us and giving us a sense of awe, which can help shrink our problems.
Dr. Cross pointed out that Mel's 13-minute walk was a relatively short amount of time to shift her emotions, especially compared to the 56 years she spent engaging in negative self-talk. He emphasized that nature is a powerful tool for restoring our minds and that even small amounts of time spent in nature can be beneficial. Mel and Dr. Cross discussed the importance of finding people in our lives who can help us with our negative thoughts or chatter advisors. These are people who can listen, empathize, and offer advice without being judgmental or dismissive.
Dr. Cross emphasized that it's essential to find people who can provide both emotional support and practical advice. Dr. Cross also shared his own experience of using nature to help him deal with stress and anxiety. He explained that he often goes for walks in the local arboretum when he's feeling overwhelmed, and it helps him gain perspective on his problems.
Mel asked Dr. Cross about how to help someone who is struggling with negative self-talk, and he emphasized the importance of listening and empathizing before offering advice. He also shared his concept of invisible support, which involves providing support without drawing attention to it. This can be as simple as ordering food for someone who is stressed or giving them a hug.
Dr. Cross encouraged listeners to familiarize themselves with the tools and strategies he shared, and to start self-experimenting to find what works best for them.
Mel thanked Dr. Cross for sharing his expertise and for making the topic of negative self-talk more accessible and tactical. She encouraged listeners to share the episode with others and to take action to change their self-talk. Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe, check out YouTube channel, and just remember, subscription is only £1 or $1 per month. Leave a comment or review. Until next time, happy listening.